Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Scraptember 2023 with Laura Alberts and the Scrappy Sisters. And today's prompt is a mixed alpha title. I kind of cheated on this one, I think, because I used my silhouette rather than using thickers, but maybe not. I'm not sure what the overall intention was, but if it's just to use any alpha, that's fine. I am definitely using 3 different alphas for this, or fonts, and I really like the way that this comes out, you guys. I'm taking that word denim and I am going to spray it with some Dilutions shimmer spray in Balmy Night, which is a dark blue. It's so gorgeous. I love it. You're going to see it here. I'm going to spray it. It's so gorgeous. It doesn't look anything like what the outside of the bottle looks like. It's so pretty. And then I'm actually spraying denim and diamonds with that. And then I am going to go over the outline that I cut out with some Shimmers Minor 49er, which is a gold color. And I'm going to leave it on my mat while I do that so that it doesn't curl up. Having it stuck to the mat kind of keeps it nice and flat while it dries. And I'm not also using a lot of water, so that is going to help the situation, so that I don't have a big mess of letters that won't lay flat. So less water, keep it on the mat, let it dry. That's my little tip for that. So in case you're wondering about this, the photos are of the oldest daughter of the family that I work for, and her dad, and her school had a father-daughter dance, and the theme was denim and diamonds, and so that is what I am titling it. I've got a picture of her by herself and a picture of her with her dad, and I thought it was really cute and special, and so I wanted to go ahead and document that for her and get it into her album. So I've pulled out bling and I've pulled out flowers because I am adding this piece of textile jean or denim to this layout. This piece of denim is a 12 by 12 piece of denim. I'm going to cut it crooked, but it's going to be fine because it's going to get stretched out anyway. It is from Canvas Core. They had a baby boy collection. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure if you looked up Canvas Core and saw that it was a boy collection, it has printed paper. It also has a piece of canvas that's in a natural color, and then it came with this denim as well. They had a baby girl collection and a baby boy collection. The baby boy collection was blue and those natural colors in white or cream, and the girls one was pink with the natural colors and cream. And so I didn't ever use any of the boy stuff out of it, but I saved the canvas and I saved the denim because I thought I could definitely use those on something. But the other ones were too, they were all the same colors. Like everything was the same colors. There wasn't any mixing it up. And it just didn't go with anything that I have. So I parted with that and I kept the parts that I wanted. And I am so glad I did because this denim is perfect for this layout. The yellow paper, I'm not sure where that came from. I don't actually remember, but it's been in my stash for quite a while. So probably not something you can get anyway. Some of this bling is really old recollection stuff. You can see there's like a clearance tags on several of them. They've been in my stash for ages. Some of the flowers are Prima, some are Spare Parts, which is a Hobby Lobby brand, and I think some might even be Recollections. I'm not really sure. But I do have a bin of flowers. I just don't use them very often, but I keep them for things just like this. And I think this is kind of a special layout, so you might as well treat it special. I did create my title in my Silhouette software so that the background letters are attached, or at least the D of diamonds, the 2 D's are attached to the word denim. So it kind of provided a framework for the spacing because they are attached. as you can see here. So that's going to help me with my spacing. I'm going to keep the denim portion at the bottom. Now currently the denim is just curled underneath the yellow paper, so I can kind of see how high I want it up on the yellow paper. Do I want it halfway? Do I want it just like 5 inches or 5 1/4 or something like that? So I'm kind of just playing with that right now, so I know where to cut my denim at. Now I'm going to take my denim over to my trimmer, and my trimmer is not going to cut it, but it is going to provide a nice line on it, because I was like, I don't know exactly how I'm going to get a line on this. I guess I could have put my my ruler on it and used a little bit of chalk, which is I think what they would do if you were somebody who was like a seamstress or something like that, because I've seen my mom do that. There's like a special chalk for marking fabric, but I didn't have any of that handy, so I just put it in my trimmer and was like, maybe it'll like crease it or fold it or score it or something, and it did provide me a little bit of line. Now I didn't get it in there quite straight. I'm okay with that, because as you can see here, I'm roughing up the edges. I am actually kind of, one of the edges I'm kind of ripping. I'm covering up the hole in the center with my photos, so I don't really care about that. But I am ruffling things up, and I really like the way that it looks. So I'm going to cut a little bit of a hole down here at the bottom, and I think that looks, not really a hole, but a little slit, and I'm kind of ruffling that up as well. It is a bit of a stretchy fabric. It's not like a true Levi's that doesn't stretch or didn't stretch back in the day. I don't even know if they make that kind anymore. I suspect they do, because I'm pretty sure that cowboys who actually buy, you know, for riding and working horses and stuff are not buying stretchy pants, but maybe they are, I don't know. Anyway, I can't imagine my grandfather ever wearing stretchy jeans. That's just what went into my head, you guys. But anyway, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out the placement of all of my little flowers here. I have not tacked down my jean yet, or my denim there, but I really am liking the way the title is, and I am really liking the photos. The yellow just matches her dress perfectly, and the yellow does have a bit of tan in it to create a floral pattern on the background, which I think is perfect with her cowboy boots and that floor mat, the doormat. And so I think it's just perfect. It's working really well, which allows me to bring in a few little tiny flowers that are more of a tan or beige color. And then that heart that I have added is also, it's from MK's shop. It came in one of the monthly embellishment boxes earlier this year, and somehow I don't know if I just set them aside, but I didn't get them used, and so I'm going to use them now. And then the fabric that is in the heart also came with it. I am going to use some pieces of that to hang down underneath this area that I have roughed up at the bottom right hand side. Now I'm gutting a little bit out of the portion that's behind the photos, because I want to put a little bit of jean up at the top of the layout too. I am going with a visual triangle as my design here. I've been doing a lot of diagonals lately. It's time to change it up. I'm just using a little bit of my regular ATG gun, and instead of running like a basting stitch through the fabric here, I'm just using my ATG to hold it in place. I'm going to do the same up at the top to add another piece. I want another piece of that really soft material right at the top. I really like the combination of a kind of like that really rugged denim with a really soft fabric. So I think that's super cute. I am also going to run a stitch around it. Actually, I'm going to stitch all of that jean on, because I actually didn't figure out another way to put it on. I probably could have used a glue gun, which would have worked fine. But I think a stitch goes really well with this, you guys. It's just simple to put. My sewing machine is off to my side, and you don't get to see me do the sewing ever, but because of the where it's situated, I don't have any way to attach a camera so that you could see that. But I just wanted to hold the denim in place with a little bit of glue. And then I took it over to my sewing machine and I ran a stitch around it. I made sure to be imperfect with it because I wanted to make sure that I could still ruffle up this bottom corner. And I also wanted to be able to ruffle up the bottom edge and have a bunch of those strings hanging out. I don't normally like loose strings hanging out on my layouts, but in this case, I thought it was appropriate. It's a fabric, and it just feels right. So I'm going with it. And I really, really enjoy the way that this came out, you guys. It's super cute. I hope that she really loves it. I think she will. And I do a lot more layouts of her sister because I don't have her as often, and I spent a lot of time with her sister. Also, her mom had done photo albums of them when they were young, or of her for her first year, and second child didn't get the album, so for the first year have done a lot of the layouts of her sister. And then because we spend more time together, but I do try to include all of her big moments, like her birthday, I need to do her kindergarten graduation and, things like that. I am behind in doing it, but it's okay. I'm always going to be behind because I'm living life. So I'm never going to be caught up, and that's just the way it is. And I don't mind it. And I will also be doing more of her brother because now I have him. I'm going to be having him full time. And so I will be spending time with him and catching his milestones as well. So I am just using liquid glue to adhere all of these letters down. I think it's going to hold the best on top of that fabric. The only thing that would hold probably better is a glue gun, but I didn't feel like I wanted to pull out a glue gun and try and get it on that really narrow font that Diamonds is done in. In case you're wondering, the two fonts that I'm using, they are from Creative Fabrica. The Denim one is called Cowboy, and the Diamonds one is called Farmhouse. And then I'm also going to pull out some Tim Holtz little tiny dies to create my words and father-daughter dance. So it will read Denim and Diamonds father-daughter dance. But that you won't see that until the very end. It's the last step that I did. So now I'm just working on adhering or placing these florals and then adhering those down. This type of layout does usually take me a little longer just because there's more steps to it, figuring out where all of the flowers go. And then I did pull out my glue gun for those because the liquid glue just doesn't seem to hold really well on fabric flowers, in my opinion. It kind of soaks in, or it takes longer to dry. It's either one or the other. Like I felt like it was going to soak into the fabric, or it was going to soak into the paper flowers. And then I felt like it was going to take a while to dry. So I just went with the glue gun. It's just easier. So with the title, I could just put my acrylic block across there and it will hold it down and until it sets up. But I can't really do that on the flowers because these are 3-dimensional flowers, and I felt like it would smash them. They are also different heights. The yellow ones are a little bigger than the other ones, and trying to put my acrylic block or sit there and hold them long enough for them to set up, it wasn't something I was willing to do. So pulling out my glue gun worked well. So these really big rhinestoney pieces I'm putting in the center of these really cupped flowers from Hobby Lobby, and I think they look really cute. They're kind of like a yellowy champagne color, not quite super gold, but a little softer than that, and I think they look perfect. And then I have some really tiny champagne-y ones to the right hand side. You can see a whole package of them. I'm going to add a few of those around also. So I do have silver and kind of the champagne gold color on this layout. I don't mind the two mixing. Mixed metals does not bother me at all, unless well, it doesn't bother me. There's no unless about it. Doesn't bother me. And I think it looks really cute when it's all said and done. And I'm pretty happy with the way that turns out. I don't leave a ton of journaling room on here. I will put a couple of labels, and the labels are going to have a silver outline on them. And so that's going to bring in silver in another area besides that silver heart. The thing I love about that silver heart is it's got a really Western feel to it for me, because well, I grew up, my grandfather was a cowboy, and we had saddles and halters for horses and conchos, and it just kind of reminds me of that feel. My apologies, my head's in the way, you guys. Just trying to place some more of these gems. And so it just reminds me of that feel, so it kind of goes along with the theme that they had for their father-daughter dance, and I thought that was super cute. I am avoiding those pink gems. I'm just using the champagne-y gold, bronzy brown kind of ones. They're a variety of those shades, and making sure I've got each color represented in each one, and then bringing in these tiny ones, and I think those are super cute as well. Now, I haven't brought in the labels yet. I kind of didn't think about that until more towards the end, and I know it seems like I'm getting towards the end of this layout, but I also have not placed all of the rest of the title. I don't make you sit through watching me glue down all of the title, because it does take me a little bit of time to glue all of the tiny letters, but you do get to see me kind of cut them out and start. So these are the labels that I have that have the silver outline around them. I'm going to cut this one in half and use it in 2 spots. I don't have much to say on here. I just wanted to note when and where it was. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to note the 2 different things there and leave it like that. I'm not, I wasn't there, so I don't have anything, you know, that I need to explain, or any small stories or anything. So just that it was a school father-daughter dance. And then I am noting it with the date here. I do forget to put the date on a lot of my layouts, but I'm trying to be better about that, and I definitely ended up getting it on that layout. So in order to cut my little tiny letters, I took a piece of my white paper just out of my scrap bin. I went over it in the Minor 49er gold paint that I used from Shimmers, and let that dry, and then I cut my letters out, and so you can see me placing them here, and it will read Denim and Diamonds Father-Daughter Dance. So really there's even less to say on my journaling, because it's all pretty much written in the title. I apologize for that big white smiley. I forgot that I took the Post-its off of their faces, and for privacy purposes I cannot show you their faces. So close-ups are coming up with their faces blurred out and without that big smiley. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to check out the rest of the people playing along with Scraptember. The links are down below, so you can go and check them out. Actually, it is a playlist that's down below. You'll be able to see all of the videos that have been released so far to date. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, leave those down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I'll be back on Wednesday with another video. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.